Hi, it's Glenn Dietzel here, Editor-in-Chief of Lifestyle Entrepreneur Magazine. Today I've got Dan Janal, who's the president of PR Leads. Dan is a publicity specialist that helps entrepreneurs get massive media coverage. So, Dan, welcome today.
Thanks, Glenn. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, let's start off. I want to really attack the big idea perspective, and there's so many things that you could talk about, but let's talk about the big idea and what, from your perspective, is a big idea.
A big idea is one that resonates with the media, with your audience. It's a big concept. It's something that you know automatically, and that's the concept you want to get across. Like when I say Rocky, you know that it's a movie about an underdog fighter who overcomes great odds to win. So you want a Rocky story. You want a concept. When people say Rocky, they know immediately what you're talking about. That's what you're looking for. It's called a
Dan?
high concept idea.
Okay, perfect. What makes you uniquely qualified to speak on positioning a big idea to the media?
I was a reporter and an award-winning newspaper editor for daily newspapers for many years, and then switched hats and I went into PR at the dawn of the computer era. So I did PR for many of the big names in the computer era at the very, very beginning, and I wrote one of the first books about marketing on the internet back in 1993. So I've seen the media from both sides, from the PR side, from the startup side, from the coaching side, from the PR side, from the reporter side, the editor side. I know both sides of the fence, so I can give excellent, unbiased advice.
Great. From your perspective, why is it so relevant today in having a big idea that one could pitch to the media?
There's so much content out there today that it's really hard to stand out. And the media does let you stand out because they help you with your branding. When you get quoted in the media, or if they print your press release or your article, or if they interview you, then you have a leg up on your competitors, and now you're the person that everyone wants to work with because you have that ringing endorsement from the media. So in an age where there's so many messages, and we're not just talking about advertising messages, we're talking about good content. We're talking about things that you want to see on social media and the real media and TV and advertising. How do you stand out? Well, if you have a compelling message that the media tells and retells, then you have a message that can stand out and make you stand out and gain credibility and visibility and become the difference maker for your audience, so they know that they want to work with you because you're the brand leader.
How does your system work, Dan, for fleshing out a big idea with the entrepreneurs that you work with?
We write press releases, and press releases are very, very good for getting traction and footprint in Google, which frankly is the way that most people find out about things these days. They go to Google and they type, how can I, and then fill the blank. How can I inspire my troops? How can I have a better relationship? How can my kids get into a good college? And if you're a coach who's working on any of those topics, if you can answer that how can I question, we can help you get to the top of Google because the media will print your press release and then Google will index that press release. It's actually a very simple process if you know what you're doing and you put the right keywords in the right place, and if you get the press releases printed on the right place. So it's actually pretty complicated, but we've worked out a system so that it makes it pretty simple and turnkey.
Dan, what would you say from your vast experiences, the biggest mistake that entrepreneurs make in positioning a big idea to the media?
The biggest mistake entrepreneurs make is that they make it about themselves. Reporters don't care about you. They care about telling an interesting, compelling story that helps their readers. And their readers only care about reading anything that helps them make more money or have a better relationship or enjoy life more. So the real big idea here is to find the intersection between those 2 points. The point where your readers and your prospects are interested and you have a feature that they want. So in other words, this comes back down to features and benefits. You might say, hey, I have a great new coaching program, or I have a great new product. Well, no one really cares. They want to know about the benefit of that coaching program. They want to know the benefit of that new entrepreneurial venture that you're starting. So if you talk in terms of benefits that your readers and your prospects really want, then you're more than halfway there toward getting the reporters' hearts and minds and having them write about you.
Dan, I'm going to ask you kind of a different type of question if you're okay with that. What's the one question that you wish that people would ask you about generating PR for their company that most people would never think of asking you? What would be that question?
I think it's important to set realistic expectations, frankly. I think it's important for the beginning of any kind of relationship, whether it be a coaching relationship or a PR relationship or dealing with the media. Because everyone is saying, oh, gee, I want to be on the front page of the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal, and can you guarantee that? And frankly, no PR firm can ever guarantee that. In fact, when people say, can you guarantee that I'll get on the front page of the Wall Street Journal, I say, sure. All you have to do is embezzle $1 billion. And that usually gets a good laugh, but that's what it takes. So bad news is what's going to get you on the front page of the Wall Street Journal, not good news. So you have to have realistic expectations about what the media wants, what your story is, and also what the call to action is from that story, so you can have measurable results and you can be happy with the results. Because if you expect the world to be the path to your door because of one article in a newspaper, it may happen, but then again, you may win the lottery. So good marketing takes consistent application time after time after time, because let's face it, you didn't buy something after seeing one ad or one article or one phone call. You have to be exposed to it many, many, many times until it even entered into your consciousness. So the same is true for your prospects. So you need to have realistic expectations about what publicity and advertising and marketing and copywriting and all the other marketing tools can do. And then you'll be able to create a good business plan, because you'll be dealing with realistic numbers and realistic ideas instead of crazy pie in the sky. Gee, we're going to own the world and we're going to dominate it tomorrow, and we're going to do it for $25. It's just not going to happen.
What would you recommend to our viewers right now as the first actionable step that they should take?
Great question. I think they should sit down with a piece of paper or sit in front of their computer and start typing out all the benefits that their product or service offers. And start with an idea of writing 10, and then write 10 more, and then write 10 after that, and then write 10 after that. And by the time you get to the 30th or 40th or 50th benefit, you're going to start to sound very unique. You're really going to start to stand out from all of your competitors, because the first ones are too easy. Everyone's going to think of those. But once you get down to the 20th, 30th, 40th, then you're going to have something really good. In fact, I changed my tagline recently to, we turn small companies into big names. And I only came out of that after 13 years of trying everything else. And some of them were pretty good, but none of them really rang and resounded with me. And I thought, like, wow, I really like this one. And the only way I got to it was after writing time after time after time. So again, if you want to get your big idea into the media, you need to think of, say, 20 or 30 or 40 different headlines that contain your big idea or your benefit. And by the time you get to your 30th or 40th, you're going to have something that is really going to put a smile on your face.
Dan Janal, thank you so much for your advice. And for our viewers, we have a special gift for you. All you have to do is text the word GIFT, G-I-F-T, to 248-469-4376. The word GIFT, G-I-F-T, text GIFT to 248-469-4376. And I look forward to talking to all of you again. And once again, thank you, Dan.